Hey, what's up? It's time for more Alya-san sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. I don't know if the sun is in the title. But Alya-san is in the Japanese title, actually. Yeah, anyway, Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. Episode 9, I think we're doing today. And there are only going to be 12 episodes in the season. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 episodes left. It doesn't feel like it, but at the same time, it makes sense, you know? Like, it feels like we watched a decent amount of episodes, but also, like, we haven't made a lot of progress necessarily, but it's not like the romantic progress is something that I care about so harshly in this show. I feel like if this is leading up to, like, the end of the season being this, the student council, or the like president debate, whatever stuff. I don't know if it's going to be debates. Anyway, if it's leading up to the president election, then I think that would be a good place to end the season, whatever it is. So, let's just jump into the episode. Last episode, we got the new girls, but mostly there was one new girl in the episode who I loved, and I can't remember her name. Nonoa. I just found it in my notes. Nonoa. She was my favorite character. I don't imagine we're going to be seeing much more of her because she didn't seem like a main character, but I did love her very intensely, and I hope we see more of her. So let's jump into the episode. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel. I'm a small channel, so it really helps me out. And go to my Patreon account for the full-length reaction, as well as so much extra content for both this channel and my Gent Watches One Piece channel. So let's jump into this episode 9 of Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. Ooh. Was he in a dinner? A tense dinner? Yeah, she did. Yes, it has. Does that make you angry? You aren't allowed to lose. That's so awful. She does not look happy. Look how separated their family is. The long table. I'd say so. This looks like a depressing family dynamic. Like that, this all seems so cold and tense. That's the best reason to have someone assisting you. Okay. That's the second best reason. I like how they write titties with a D. Don't swarm me right away. Look him in the eyes as you say good morning to him, please. My gacha needs me. I relate to that. Oh, he's trying to give us some attention, I think. This is very sweet. Oh, I don't think she'd like that. She doesn't want to trash talk her opponent. Bothers me a bit. Well, that's kind of the same thing. True. You're in charge here, babe. He's a simple guy. I'm so impressed with how reliable he is. What? Who's in here? 2 people. No, point it out, it'll be funny. That's really funny. You can't have the rom-com scene happening right now. It must be so embarrassing being caught hiding under a table. Oh, yeah, great cover. Oh, she's so flustered. Ah, best girl. Oh, she is a trendsetter. Normies. Man, yeah, Nono is hard to grab. Oh. Okay, good. That was making me kind of sad. I love her so much. Her voice acting's so good. I'm all ears if you want to ask me out. Oh my god, she's the perfect woman. Oh yeah, that would be kind of hard, like knowing that she's not super into you. True. Only date if you're into it. Talking shit about Taniyama. I didn't expect that in the subtitles. You're not an enemy. Yeah, so you're a great ally to have since you're so sneaky. That's very sad, actually. Miserable cynics. Oh yeah, not a bad idea. Okay, we need to talk about the details. I thought there was someone behind the desk. I was gonna make a joke about it. 2 people? Yeah, you gotta check behind every desk from now on. Yes, but warning, there are 2 other people in here. I mean, they're on the other side of the room to each other. What conclusions could you jump to? I like her little impression of Alya. And Alya is completely bought in. Oh. Oh. Damn, there was the slap. Aww. She really cares about you. She was mad at me. Oh, you're putting the blame on yourself? Ah, and there's a bit of truth to this. So if you put a little bit of truth to it, people are gonna believe it more. Stop pointing that out. She likes being close to you. Come on, you can't do "niet." Everyone knows what "niet" means. You could. That's not hidden, Alya. Full sentences, sure. And I think Masachika normally does well. Oh, he could tell that she was having trouble. That's really cute. He's so thoughtful. The little sparkle. No, she's my fuck. Speaking of sisters. Waku waku. No way this just works. Oh my god.
はいはい、そういうのいいから。
Was she this susceptible to hypnotism?
もう指を立てた後にパンと。
Ah, she doesn't remember that.
マサチカ君に催眠術をかけてもらっては。
Alright.
こんな茶番さっさと終わらせるわよ。
I feel like for the show it's gonna work. Even though I feel like she's not susceptible enough. Dude, oh my god. Yuki. Oh my god. This is fucking stupid. Oh my god. Yuki, relax. That's adorable. That's so cute. That's so sweet. What it? No. Alya. Oh my god. You said bodies bare, yeah. I would just leave the room at this point. Like, just leave them there to figure it out. It's gonna be way worse if you're just standing in here watching them. She's gonna punch him in the head. She might. Oh no, she just slapped him a bunch of times. Oh my god, this is so strange. Oh no, you get a reset? I love this song. Isn't this a Hatsune Miku song? I think it is, right? To me, that was like, I think, the funniest episode of this show. But you know what? I feel like it's not necessarily that the episode was of a higher quality than they normally are. But I think it's just like the previous few episodes have been more narrative focused, right? Plot focused. I'm not saying plot, I'm saying plot. They have been more plot focused recently. And the ones before that were more comedy focused, but I wasn't as attached to the characters and to the show at that point. It took me a little while to sort of get on board with these characters. So I think because of that, I didn't find the jokes as funny earlier on in the series. And now I kind of am like quite liking it. And I also feel like the show has hit its stride a little bit more. And I think this does work better with the slightly bigger ensemble cast as well. Like if it's just Alya and Masachika or Masachika and Yuki, I think that can get a little dull. But adding in like Ayano and Masha and I forgot Sarah Sheena, I forgot exactly her name. I think it's something like that. And Nonoa and all these other characters, like adding them in the mix makes the jokes land more and makes the actual story more entertaining as well. I really liked the start of the episode where we just saw Yuki being in this very cold, kind of awful family dinner with her grandfather and her mother, I believe. It seemed awful, seemed like a terrible place to be. It was a very cold environment, and the topic of conversation was, hey, your brother is a shitty person who's not part of our family anymore, and if you lose to him, we're gonna hate you. That's essentially the undertones of the conversations. And Yuki just had to sit there and smile through it and take it, and then had to talk to her mother about it and had to smile through that. And then as soon as she goes back upstairs, she immediately asks for a hug from Ayano, which I think is fucking awesome. And I also think is like, I'm someone who I'm constantly talking about how I love hugs in anime, and every time there's a hug in anime, I'm talking about how there needs to be more hugs in anime. That's a good point, good moment for a hug, because I feel like after putting up with all of that shit, I absolutely would want to go and get a hug. And if I had, you know, like that's the advantage of having someone like Ayano as your assistant. I can't remember exactly what her role was, but having her like tend to her needs, you can just at any time ask for a hug from her. It would be great. It would be really, really good. So I liked that. As I mean, obviously then she motorboated her, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the hug itself was very sweet. It's just a very sad family dynamic overall, I think. I'm glad that Masachika got the fuck out of it, because it seems like a very toxic environment. At the same time, I can see why Masachika sort of feels guilty on like leaving Yuki behind, because he has sort of left her in that environment and she's stuck in it. She doesn't really have anywhere to go while he is free from that pressure. It's pretty awful. And then Nonoa, as I said, I love her. She's still my favorite character. In this episode, she continued to be. It's also kind of sad, like, learning a bit more about her. It seems like she doesn't really have a good handle on love or anything. And so she just kind of goes along with it. If someone asks her out, she'll go like, yeah, I mean, I don't hate you, so let's give it a shot. And then she'll do that for a while. So much so that her friend said to her, like, hey, have more respect for yourself, because you are just, like, letting people sort of drag you along. And that's not cool, you know? Like, you should either be in a relationship because you truly care about a person, or be on your own because you don't care about anyone. And that's fine. Like, I mean, not on your own. You're going to have friends and stuff, but you don't need, if you're not into being in a relationship, don't be in that relationship if it's not for you. So I like that her friend cares about her that much, that she's like super adamant about that. But yeah, I just love Nonoa. Like the conversation starting with her going like, so is this you asking me out? Because I'm all ears. I love that broaching of the subject. Because also, if it was him asking her out, that takes so much of the pressure off the conversation, you know? Like, if he is thinking about asking her out, but he's kind of nervous, and then he takes her to the side, he might go like, I'm going to start the conversation, and then if I can sense that there's no chemistry between us during this conversation, I'm going to chicken out and back out of asking her out. But if you just start with like, hey, so is this about you asking me out? Then, like, funnily enough, it would actually, you can either it's not about that, and you can go, what? No. What? Or it is about that, and you can go, okay, yes, actually, because it would be easier if the person expresses some sort of interest. And she did. She was like, yeah, I mean, why not? I'm single, so let's do it. So I appreciate that about her. Even though it's kind of like a funny joke in the context of the show, it also is I think it's a good character moment. I enjoy it. But yeah, anyway, look, there's not a crazy amount I ever have to say about the show, because it seems like a pretty simple show overall. But I really enjoyed this episode. I had a great time with it. I can't wait to see more. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length, early access, and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.